Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you this unknown generic HVAC unit that I have in my hotel room. As you can see, this one looks a bit unique because it's not like the traditional style long ones you would see on the floor. This one is actually built into the wall, flush mounted. You can see it's on the side of the wall, and there's like two separate parts. This is the main unit and there's a pipe going behind the wall to the vent. So there's like two separate parts rather than one whole part. But it works pretty much like the traditional style ones, but it is quieter. So I like that, and it does work really well. I like it. See, if I back up here a little bit behind my bed, you can see it doesn't take up much space because it's on the wall and it's flush mounted. And yeah. And you notice there's no controls over here. It's sort of blank. Well, we go over here, all the way towards the entrance of the room, and all the way to the thermostat. Yep, it is another thermostat. And as you can see, it has a constant indiglow, which is kind of annoying. It says occupied room temperature 71.5, system mode auto. And there's no way to change the system setting except for auto, and the fan function does not work. And in order to change it from cooling to heating, you press one of the temperature buttons. You get to heating or cooling. For cooling, I have it set on 71.5. I'm just gonna turn it up just a tad. There. Yeah, so the thermostat itself is pretty easy to use. It's just kind of a pain that it's only one speed because they disabled that feature, but it's okay. And yeah, we can check out the vent in detail. You can see all these little things right here are adjustable, but the ones on the inside are fixed. You can't adjust them. You can see if I try to move it, it won't move. So, yeah. And the inside of it is kind of grooved. I'm not sure you can see it on the camera. It's got two screws, completely flush mounted, doesn't take up much space at all. As well as this, two funky looking screws here. Don't know what kind of screws these are because I've never seen them before. The hotel I'm at is actually Foxwoods in Connecticut. And here's the view from the 21st floor of the hotel. There's the balcony, which is actually closed off for whatever reason. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and go over to the thermostat and turn it on. Not really turn it on, just turn down the temperature because there's no way to turn it on and off. It's always set on auto. And I'm only going to be demonstrating cooling today because it's pretty hot in here. Let's go ahead and turn it down to, let's put it like 68. And there it goes. It's really quiet. We come up here. You can hear the air on the camera. And it's blowing really cold air. And yeah. And for whatever reason, when the unit is off, there's still a little bit of a whirring noise that comes from this vent right here. I'm not sure if you noticed in the beginning of the video. It's louder now though, as you can hear. And this is the intake vent. And the filter is non-accessible on this particular unit. This room actually has a chandelier in it, which is nice. And a couch. And a table. It's a luxury room. Yeah. So since the unit is constantly on auto, and that's not changeable, it's basically on energy saver all the time. So if it gets so in cooling mode, if it gets above the temperature you set, it shuts off. And if it gets above the temperature, it turns on. If it gets below, it turns off. And it's vice versa with the heat. So yeah. And let me get my iPod so I can show you the vent in more detail. Happy feet. go ahead and turn on the flashlight here. The flashlight on this thing is really useful. You can see how it's sort of grooved in there. For whatever reason, there's like a screw in there. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera. There it is. Right there. I don't know why it's there. And let's go ahead and turn off the flashlight just to not waste my battery. And, yeah. When I first came to the room, these were slightly facing down and these were fixed. Yeah, you can't move these because they're fixed. But these you can move, but there's no way to move them all at once, which is kind of a pain. You have to move them individually, which is going to take like a half hour. So that's kind of a bummer. And, yeah. And of course with these kind of units, you can't see the fan because the fan is behind here. Sorry, my finger got in the way for a second there. It's really late at night, so I apologize if I sound tired. But please excuse that. Anyway, you can see this doesn't take up much space. See, it's kind of poorly mounted though, because you can see it's kind of loose. But this is completely flush mounted. This thing is awesome. And the vent gets rather cold when it's on. And with these, you can't hear the compressor. It's really quiet. And, yeah. And I like how the vent is up high so people don't keep sticking trash in there like they do with the other units. For example, the one at the Watson Hotel, that one was kind of messy, but not my fault. Anyway, there it is. It's quite huge if you count the both parts. And I obviously can't show you what the pipe looks like because you can't get into the wall because it's a hotel. And yeah. And I don't know why, but the intake vent is bigger than the outtake vent, and the vents are actually facing downward. You can feel some of the air that's being sucked inside. And this is a metal finish, so that's nice. You can hear that metal sound. But yeah, and this is really quiet unlike the other ones, so it can help you sleep at night. It can be like a noise machine, and it can keep you from constantly waking up, because all the other units that you see on the floor are loud. But I like this one because it's unique, and you know, yeah. And if we go over to the thermostat, you can see that these two lights are turned on. You see, this switches between occupied, room temperature, and system mode. And the snowflake lights up if it's in cooling mode, and this lights up if it's in heating mode, and the fan lights up if it's on. However, this or this will only light up if this lights up. So it only lights up when the fan is running. And we're going to go ahead and turn it off now. Oh, wrong direction. I think it was on 71.5. And there it goes. And by the way, the thermostat is made by a company called Johnson Controls. So yeah, that was the HVAC unit in my hotel room. Thanks for watching. Peace.